Okay, in order to record a PowerPoint presentation with Camtasia, when you download Camtasia, you will have the option to add the PowerPoint add-in, and you want to make sure you do that. And so PowerPoint has to be closed when you do that. It'll prompt you for that if it's not. And when you open up PowerPoint after Camtasia has been installed, you'll see this Add-ins tab, and you'll see this Custom Toolbars. Should look like this. Once that's there, to record a PowerPoint, you want to make sure the microphone is selected if you want to include audio. There are some webcam options if you want to have a picture-in-picture, you want to have a video of yourself while you're going through the PowerPoint. In the beginning, you'll want to click this button here, the recording options, just so you can see what's going on here. So these are the default recording options, I believe. And here, I'm going to record my microphone, the AT2020. Capture layer windows, video frame rate, that's fine. If I want to record from camera, I could. I usually do not. And here are the hotkeys, Control-Shift, F9, and F10 to start and stop it. So that looks good. Press OK. And then when I'm ready, I'm just going to press record. So before you begin recording, you want to either have an outline of what you're going to be saying, or you want to have a script. And so for the script, what you can use is PowerPoint's commenting features. And we can hover the mouse right over here and just lift it up. And so I've typed out a quick little script here for this. And what's nice about Camtasia is once you record using the PowerPoint add-in, it will automatically ask you when you import it into the studio to produce it if you want to use the comment under each slide and convert that to closed captioning, which is really nice. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to do anything when you get in there, but at least all of the text will be pretty close to what you want. You still have to go through it and sort of time it out, which will be another video that I'll show you. But at least all the text will be in there and you won't have to retype everything. And so again, let me show you right here is where you can type your text that will show up within the Camtasia Studio, and we can make that into closed captioning. Now when you're ready, you can press record. You may have to print these out so you can have a copy of the text. There may be a way you can set this up to where if you have multiple monitors, you can put this in presenter view and actually see those comments. It's sometimes easy just to print them off, just to have a hard copy of those comments and slides. Let's now look at some applications of the normal distribution. So example 1, assume that adults have IQ scores that are normally distributed with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. Find the probability that a randomly selected adult has an IQ between 110 and 120. So step 1, we want to draw and label the normal curve. So I've got a little box here for me to put the normal curve. Going to draw that out. It's got a mean of 100. And then right below that, I'm going to put sigma, standard deviation is 15. And I want between 110 and 120. So we're just going to ballpark this. Let's call that 110 and 120. And I need to shade the region that I'm trying to find. So once I'm done, it's going to ask me to save the file. And so I'm going to go ahead and save the file. I've got a folder called Conferences, LT and ITC, and then I've got Recording PowerPoints 1, and then here's the second one. And I usually use this naming convention just with a 01, 02 afterward. And you can actually go ahead and pull that recording directly into Camtasia. So let me go ahead and do that. And then here's that question. It says, would you like to import your PowerPoint slide notes as captions? And I want to click yes. Now, if you don't intend for those to be captions, you can just click no. And so now you can see the little preview window of my closed captioning. And to change the timing of those, when you click on this More window, you'll see Captions. And you can go through here and render the captions. This will be ADA compliant, and so it selects the font and all of that. And then you can sync the captions, you can import or export captions. So I'm not going to go over all these options that you have here, but here's our clip bin, and so if you want to add more clips, you can right-click and click Import Media, or just drag and drop them in. You get the library that has a lot of call-outs and themes you can play with. Here's some more call-outs that you can add. So you've got a lot of options here. Zoom and pan, you can zoom to a certain part of the screen if you want to, which is kind of nice. Audio, I don't do a lot of editing when I create my videos, but this is one thing I will do, is I'll enable noise removal. It's such an easy edit for me to do, and I can select a portion of the screen that doesn't have any audio, and then I can do train, and I just take off 50%. It takes off some of the hum that's in the background and things like that. It does sound significantly better. And I can even raise my audio. If I think my audio is a little too soft, I can come down here to the timeline and just pull it up a touch. You don't want to go too much. Certainly up to you how much editing you do. But once you're ready, go up here to produce and share. You can just push it straight to YouTube. This is what I do with most of my videos. It makes it really easy to take that embed code and put it somewhere. And so you'll need to have whatever your Gmail account is. You'll sign in. And so you give it a title, a quick description, some tags if you want people to find it. Category, you can make it public. You can make it private. I don't recommend private. Public, anybody can view it. Or you can make it unlisted. I will often do this. Unlisted one if it's not a super well recorded video, or maybe I have some copyright material, but all I'm going to do is put this into D2L. There's usually a little bit of fair use where we're able to do that, and it's copyright and we're only going to be using it for a certain amount of time. I'll put unlisted, that way it can't be accessed by anybody else easily unless they have the link. I'm going to upload the captions, and I can create a table of contents based on markers if I want to. Not sure how well that works out in YouTube, but nonetheless I'm just going to leave it like this and click finish. And then it's going to go through rendering the video and it'll upload it if you're on the internet. Now after a few minutes it will push the video up and it'll be on YouTube, and here it is. We can go full screen with that, and you can press play. Okay, now to get this on into your LMS, if you're using D2L, going to press share on the YouTube video. Let me pull this up. Share. And then you can share the link, or you can grab the embed code. The nice thing about the embed code option, if you're going to be embedding these videos, when you click on show more, you can select the size, and you can also deselect this show suggested videos when the video finishes, which I think is important. And that's the quick rundown on how to record a PowerPoint presentation, how to do some minor edits to it, and just you can kind of play around with some of the options. And you can also take that, produce it, push it directly up to YouTube, and then take the embed code and pop it into D2L. If you want to learn more about Camtasia, you can click on the Help button and go to tutorials. And as you would expect, Camtasia has some excellent tutorials on how to use their product for recording your screen, basic video editing, how to do call-outs, and so forth. And often I will learn not by exactly what they say, but I'll see the example of what they did. And I was like, "Ooh, I want to do that." So I recommend going through these 6 videos here. It takes about 30 minutes. And that's all I have. Thank you for your time.